To order at 5:01 p.m. First thing on the agenda is to approve and sign the minutes from the July 27th meeting. Take a motion.
I make a motion we approve the minutes.
Second?
Seconded.
All right, all those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approve and sign the workshop minutes from August 4th. I did send Judy a quick typo in those, so hopefully you have the edited version. All those in, or motion,
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Moving right along, we have to open and award the bids for the 2004 Exmark mower. We received 3 bids. How about it?
All, we can all
Three of
open
us.
one.
Look at that. Aw. Should've. Got it?
$2,251.51.
2,200,
Clifford Ayotte.
Oh,
Is that public who it is?
yep.
Yeah.
okay. This one here is Alan and Lynn Vignola.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Helen, yeah.
Yeah, and their bid is $2,175.99.
Cliff's in the lead.
Well, this is another one from Alan Big Noble. And we'll start. And their bid, and this bid is for $2,325.99.
Does one of them say 2004, one say 2006?
2006 for this one.
Kippy
Okay.
says 2004.
This one says 2004. He
Okay,
just
so those two-
mismarked his
Marked, so-
envelope.
This will go with, okay, so let's do this. Let's award the motion to award the
2004?
2004, however you're gonna do it.
Yep. I would say it goes to Clifford Ayotte.
Clifford Ayotte, yeah.
Do we have a way?
So a motion to accept the bid from Clifford Ayotte in the amount of $2,251.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And then we have a single bid
Oh, there's 2 of them.
for,
Two of them.
Yeah,
yep.
Well, this is just a single
Here
bid
it
from
is.
2006.
yeah.
Okay, so this is for the 2006 Exmark mower. And that bid was from
Was from
Alan and
Big
Lynn.
Noble.
Vignola in the amount of,
$2,325.99.
so do I have a motion to accept that bid?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it, it's the only one we got for it,
Right?
right?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
I should have hit on that, actually.
Get rid of both of them in one whack.
I have the advertisements back if you
Yeah,
don't.
Scott has those.
Okay.
For-
I haven't written over it yet.
You were already writing on it.
I know. I like your pen.
All right, so we got that done. So next on the agenda is the abatements. The board received and reviewed the supporting documentation and remarks from the town's assessors for 12 individual abatement applications. We now need a motion to grant or deny each of these abatements requests based on the assessor's recommendations. So, starting with the first abatement, Frederick Godet. I make a motion based on the assessor's notes to deny that request. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna be sending these around, if you can just keep them in a pile.
Okay. Are we, all of us are signing them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're gonna challenge me on doing 2 things at once here. The next one is Alan and Marilyn Weinstein, TTEES. I make a motion to deny based on the assessor's comments.
Yeah, I'll second that one also.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are you in favor of that? Or?
Yes, oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's sleeping over here. I don't want to get it.
Right. All right, the next one we have is Frank Henrik and Jean Van Kroomen.
Vancouver,
Okay.
Frank and Jean.
Based on the assessor's notes, I make a motion to deny.
I'll second that. I'll make the motion, excuse me.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
You don't know what
Aye.
just happened.
Aye. Okay. The next one we have is Barbara Sarno. Based on the recommendations of the assessors, I make a motion to deny.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next one we have is Andreas Salmos and Angelio Harlabator. Sorry if I'm butchering these names.
Yeah, they're Greek.
Yeah.
Is that from the,
That's a tough one.
It's landmark.
yeah,
Oh, Andreas.
Yeah.
Wonder who Angelo is.
Did you make the motion? Sharon?
Motion based on the assessor's notes, motion to deny.
I'll make that motion.
No, she motioned you, and I seconded.
Second.
She can do that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you're not gonna sign this because the assessors still have our signature page, so you have to do it when it comes
Okay, so sign.
back.
Sign on the
Sorry.
side. Okay,
Actually, just keep it in the pile if you wanna just send it
Okay.
around.
okay. Don't sign that one, just place it in the pile. The next one here is Ronald and Trudy La Terraza. La Terraza. Based on the assessor's notes, I make a motion to deny.
I'll
Second.
second go.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Um,
Okay, next one we have is Michael and Tamara Sal. Again, based on the assessor's notes, I make a motion to deny.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A lot of these in Deer Park.
Yep.
Next is John and Rosanna Gordata. Based on the assessor's notes, I make a motion to deny.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Who's in my place here? The next one is Barbara Kokotos.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Based on the assessor's note, I make a motion to grant the assessor's revised assessment amount.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Roy and Cynthia Matson III, TTEES. Again, based on the assessor's note, I make a motion to deny.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor?
Oh, aye.
Thank you.
No.
Almost done. Almost, we got two more. Next, Boris and Anna Zislis?
This was,
Zislis. Based on the assessor's note, I make a motion to deny.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
I said
Oh,
aye.
you did, I didn't hear you, sorry. Yours are playing games. Last one, SBA Properties. Based on the assessor's note, I make a motion to grant the new revised assessment amount from them.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Whew. There we go. Okay, next up on the agenda, we have approval of the application for Cascade Park. We have two applications. One of them is for the Western White Mountain Chamber of Commerce for their rubber ducky regatta on September 6th. I make a motion to approve but waive the park usage fee for that application.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
You need to abstain from the next one.
the next one, yeah.
Thank you.
The next one is John
Massey.
Massey and Bradley Wedding for September 18th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to accept that if the date's open.
Okay, I'll second that.
I'll abstain.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
And Scott abstains. So, moving on to old and other business. Before we discuss and vote on the Clark Farm Road Agreement and the Ice Castle MOU, I would just like to ask if either of you have any issues with us allowing the public to comment prior to our final vote on those two items, as we discussed in the last meeting.
No, I think it's a good idea. As we
Okay.
go through
Yeah,
those
no
two
problem.
items.
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right, so moving forward with that.
I've got a couple other things if we want. Are we gonna go back to other?
Yeah, this is all
Random
under,
stuff?
this is all other
Oh, okay.
business anyways, yeah.
Okay.
So, the Ice Castle requested that the Clark Farm Road Agreement remain year to year versus 2 years, as we presented. Other than that, there's no changes, besides the fact that we had decided in our workshop that any request for additional work beyond maintenance, so paving of the road and that kind of stuff, they would come to us and it would require a separate agreement between the town and the Ice Castles that would be prepared and presented by town council.
Okay.
So, any comments on Clark Farm Road Agreement from the public at this point in time? No? All right. Being none,
Make a
then,
motion, we accept the agreement and sign it.
okay, second?
Yeah.
All
second.
right. All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Next, we have the Ice Castle MOU. As for the MOU, the only changes from last year are the addition of the base rate in addition to their $5 per per 1,000 gallons of water that they use, and the fact only by approval of the public work director and the select board member would the Ice Castles have the opportunity to draw up to 350,000 gallons per day during non-peak periods. So, any questions? Comments, concerns? No? Okay,
I make a motion to accept and sign the agreement.
very good.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next under other is the water rates discussion, carried over from last week. I did take the time with Judy, to sit down with the town's engineer. We met last week to review the concerns addressed in recent meetings regarding the water department's new pricing structure, in particular, the calculation of the base rate for residential versus commercial users. To review, typically base rates are set to recover the fixed costs of a utility such as labor and capital investments. However, with smaller systems like ours, the base rate is also used to provide revenue stability with differences in consumption occurs due to seasonal occupancy and seasonal operations. I also need to note that during the meeting with the engineer, we did discover a discrepancy in the number of commercial gallons used and shared in the presentation earlier this spring, and I apologize. There was an abatement issued this summer to the Ice Castles due to an incorrect meter reading, reducing the overall commercial gallon usage to 22 million versus 26 million. After updating those numbers and further discussion with the town's engineer, we did determine that the rates are reasonable and defendable. These rates these rates follow best practices for water and wastewater utilities and are consistent with industry standards. Additionally, the town's average residential water bill is going up about 20%, which is approximately $50 a year, which is still below the average water bill for towns within a 50-mile radius by nearly 30% and is over 70% below the state average. Although there is a difference in opinion as to who is a constituent and who is not, it is not the select board's purpose or intent to place unnecessary hardship on any taxpaying resident or taxpaying business. For that reason, it is considered unreasonable to penalize the handful of high-end water users, businesses who typically fall into a special category when rates are calculated in other communities, and who have seasonally reduced or limited consumption during parts of the year with water-based rates that could financially provide difficulty and or put them out of business. Nonetheless, the average commercial water bill will still be going up 50% to 175% for a quarter of our small businesses, and that would be approximately $1,000 to $1,500 per year, and for larger businesses, several thousand. Taking that into consideration, and with the discussion from the engineer and listening to the public's concerns, I'm recommending a slight change to the very last commercial base rate and the addition of 2 commercial base rate categories to bridge the gap that has been brought forth between residential users and commercial user rates. So, that being said, the last commercial rate was 550,000 plus. That will change to 550,000 to 750,000, and the rate would stay the same at 4,200. Commercial businesses that are 750,000 to 1 million would be 5,400. And commercial businesses that are 1 million to 5 million would go to 7,200. So, that being said, I make a motion to accept these adjustments to the water rate structures and move on.
I'm gonna stay out of it.
Well, yeah, so I need a second.
Go ahead.
Yeah, are we gonna allow discussion on this? Was this part of that?
No, the up before. No, we've had discussion on it and public hearings on it already, so,
Well, then I'll make a motion to accept it as presented.
okay. I will second that. All those in favor? Aye. All those that abstain?
I abstain.
Very good. Did you have you had some stuff on
Couple
other? Yep.
little things here, just, one is a thought, and one is the status of the water line. I didn't get a chance to talk to Steve today, but I talked to Mike for a while, and I talked to Rex for a while, who's probably, no one else has bid yet. Rex is interested in bidding, but the specs are so vague right now, Rex doesn't feel like he can give a good answer, and Mike kind of agrees. We need to get some more information for the state, because there's power lines, there's all kinds of things underneath where they're gonna dig.
Okay.
And we need to know where those are. So my thought is I would talk to Steve,
LaFrance?
and Mike together to see, as soon as we get that stuff from the state, if Steve can come up with some simple specs for the job. So
Yeah, he
Rex knows,
created-
what, yeah,
He created the specs we put out right now, so.
Steve did?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it
he
doesn't,
worked with us.
but it doesn't say what kind of pipe, how many elbows,
No,
where,
because we don't have engineered plans.
well, the thing is, a contractor is not gonna bid on it without
Right.
something.
That's what,
So, that's the problem.
No.
I think, once we get where everything is,
Mhm.
we might be able to get Steve in to come up with a little better look at what is needed, where it's gonna have to actually go. So it's more of an information thing, I was just letting you guys know where that's going. Nowhere, no.
It's just been going.
Just slowly.
Slowly, yeah, we'll try to get together, I'll talk to Mike, Mike's called the state again today, I think. I have not heard back what he found out, but we're really waiting on them now to tell us, they've got plans exactly where that stuff is, underneath the pavement and stuff like that.
Dig safe can't
oh,
help.
so,
I don't think so, no, and it's because the traffic lights, everything else are underneath that pavement right there. There's water lines, so,
so he just needs to know that. We put the pipe size, I don't know.
not spec, I think,
We didn't put.
I think we can solve it once we get the stuff from the state. and-
Locate.
And maybe just a conference call with Steve and Rex and Mike, if Rex is still the only one interested.
Are we gonna have to have plans drawn up, or will we be able to do it based off of?
I'm hopeful we won't have to have plans drawn up, because Steve won't be able to do that till the end of September.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that may come to that, but I'm hopeful that we won't have to.
We still have one more week that the
Oh, yeah,
It's out.
and someone else may come in with a bid and say, I'll do it for that amount.
I haven't heard anything. I have just the.
It's just that Rex and Mike, everyone's kind of discussed it.
well, no, if one contractor is making concern about it, we should definitely.
And I think,
look at
and
that.
I think that was the point, I think
Yeah,
that there's not enough detail on that.
The RFP that went out.
Right, exactly.
August-
And I think we knew that when it went out,
We did.
kind of, because we just wanted to get the ball rolling. 'Cause-
August isn't a real good time of year to be looking for bids
No,
either.
and it's a big problem for Truants, not Truants, but Merlin's and Mike and those guys, because the water quality is not what it should be right now, because they don't have a loop
Yeah.
going around.
Mm.
So,
Oh, so they're basically dead ended.
that whole area is dead ended, that's the whole purpose of this, to fix the dead end that broke last winter.
We can't really decide where we're gonna go and how we're gonna do it until Laura determines whether we have right of way down there.
And there's right-of-way issues and all kinds of things.
So there's that too. We went back to 1921, 20 last week to pull all the deeds back to see if we do indeed have that. There
And
was a proposed plan to give us a 20-foot right-of-way through there back in like 2011,
mhm.
and it never followed through to the planning board. And it made it through the selectmen's meeting, and then it was supposed to go to a planning board meeting, I guess, but the plan never got signed, it never got recorded. There's minutes that show that the selectmen approved it, but there was no deed drawn up.
Yeah, there was an issue with the property line between Skip and the house next door to it.
Yeah, I found a
And it
court
went
case
right
on
up to
that.
about 2 feet from the steps going into the, it was a can of worms. I
I was looking, we went through all the planning board minutes trying to find some minutes on it, but we couldn't find anything, so,
Thank you.
Anyway, it's in progress, and, because that's one thing I was working on. The other thing was the fire station, mess with the deeds and things. It looks like it might be able to be worked out. Mike's got it squared away except for one of the reversion clauses, and he's working on that, and we found out who's responsible for that, is in the
Oh, great.
heirs. So
Yeah.
he's working to try to get a release if we can.
Great.
It's for the 12-foot section where that shed used to be.
that'd be
And
second.
if we can get that released, then it's clean, and we should think about moving on
Yeah,
and
Very good.
getting it done. So.
okay.
And one other thing I just wanted to
Yeah.
mention, as I've been involved with this Airbnb thing for a while, myself in other places, I'm just thinking I don't think we want to regulate Airbnbs so much as maybe just have a registration fee and an inspection, fire safety inspection by the fire chief,
Yep.
to make sure it's safe to be rented, that the exits are okay, that the smoke detectors, that the CO2 detectors and things like that. I'm saying like $50, something like
Yeah.
that, and maybe have that on the warrant next year. Nothing crazy, but just to pay, enough to pay, so we know where they are, and enough to pay for someone's time to go in there and inspect them and make sure they're up to code. So that's just a thought.
Great. We definitely have some regional towns that we could build a model off of.
Yep.
We're going through that right now.
I personally don't want to make a complicated for myself,
No, but-
I
But you
just
do
think
want
we
to do
should-
it right, so we're not
Yeah.
going back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
but I think we don't need to say they can't do it certain days or anything like that, or, just to make sure they're safe. And,
Yep.
that type of thing.
Very good.
It sort of seems like that should be the insurance company of the building that owns it, that they should be doing those sort of safety checks and stuff.
But a lot of, their insurance companies don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean, a lot of people don't tell their insurance companies in their Airbnb or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and then we kind of know what's going on too, I think. But again, I don't want to be onerous about it already.
Yeah. Yep.
Even for my own selfish point of view.
Yeah.
But we don't want to say how many parking spots and this and
Yeah.
that, the other thing. But I
Yeah.
just think, we know where they are, we know they're up to code and they're safe for people to be in.
Yep.
Just like I have to do with my business.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Did you have anything else on the other old? The only thing I have, I'm gonna work with Judy in the next day or so to draft a letter of, I spoke with New Hampshire Broadband,
Yeah.
which is the part of New Hampshire
Okay.
Electric Co-op. And they are certainly in agreeance if we submit a letter of interest to work with us with getting broadband into those underserved community or underserved areas here in Woodstock, or areas that don't have any internet at all. So I will work with Judy to draft that and leave it for you guys as signatures.
Sounds good.
Great. Other than that, so now we move on to public participation for items that are on this evening's agenda. Do you have any comments?
You missed all
or
the fun.
questions?
I know, I thought it was at 6.
We did record it for your
We've got
viewing
recorded.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the letter for the,
There's
There's two
just our
missing here.
information.
oh, it's
Yeah,
information,
that's,
okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
FYI for us, and it's involving broadband and Benton working. There's a bunch of communities around us. I think New Hampshire Co-op just put out, Sandwich, I think is one of the next communities that they're gonna get turned on by 2022.
We're in
So-
better shape than lots, but you've got,
We are, but we have
areas like
pockets.
you,
Yeah, we have
you
Lady
and-
Slipper Lane,
and
yeah,
Patrick.
Jay Pop,
These
yeah.
guys,
Jay,
yeah,
there's
so,
pockets that are no good.
right, so.
I mean, I don't think
It'll be
about
good
it, but,
to- There's a lot of federal grants out there, so now's the time to act on it if we're gonna
Sure.
do it, so. Great. Yes, sir?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, for the computer, the
The
Waterhouse.
Waterhouse?
Yes.
And I have blisters on my finger looking for spreadsheet. Is this the spreadsheet you were referring to?
No, I talked to Judy today and I'll have an updated spreadsheet that will be up on the website, with the numbers that we discovered last week with, Steve.
Okay.
So those will be live in the next day or two. Just give me a couple days, please.
And thank you for your time in going over that. And while I understand, I guess your concern for the businesses, my concern was, based on the numbers that were there, and I'm not going to ask any questions or challenge, but my concern was, when you have a company producing one product and you have two customers, one was paying less the more they used. And in this case, the commodity was a limited natural resource that is a necessity for life. And based on the numbers that are on here, the group using the more gallons you used, your rate went down, which is a regressive pricing schedule. So that was where I was pointing out.
I appreciate your input and your comments, and thank you for
Anytime.
for being concerned on that.
May I ask one more question? On the abatements,
Yeah.
do those people, they can now appeal to the state?
State, the courts, yeah.
Superior Court.
BTLA first.
BTL.
They have to go to a board
Yeah,
first and
BTL.
then into the courts?
Yeah,
That's
and then
what I
it goes to, and our assessors take control of all that at this point.
Mhm.
And a lot of it was nearby, we were just talking about the assessments are way up in there.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Yes, David Bowden.
Dave Bowden. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out why you allowed public participation for your two articles or whatever you were discussing, and then when it became the water issue, you wouldn't have any public discussion during that time.
Because we've had public hearings on that already.
I understand
We had not
that.
had public hearings on the other two. But I'll welcome comments right now if you have any.
No, I don't know enough about how the building and how your rates all went, but I kind of agree with Bill that seems like the more water you use, the better rate you're getting. And to me, if you're using that water, you're paying the same amount for that gallon of water as the residential person, and it seems like the larger business users that are using it are subsidizing the smaller businesses, or perhaps maybe, or something like that, and the residents aren't getting any subsidized end of it.
The residents actually, just to let you know, the residents at one time, last year, were paying 63% of the water bill versus 37% the businesses were paying. It now is 43.57. So the residents did technically go down over their cost share of the water to 57%, and the businesses went up to 43%.
But was the gallonage about the same?
The commercial is
Or
22
usage.
versus 20, residential's use 25 million.
So almost 1,000 residential users use the same amount as 100 business users, close to it.
Close to that, give or take, yep. About 4 million, 3 million difference. So, any other questions? No? Being none? I will
Motion to adjourn.
Move, I move. Can I have some public participation, please? You sent me a letter. I would like you to please clarify this letter.
I'm
It's
sorry,
nice registered
Mr.
letter.
McAfee, it's not on the agenda, but we will certainly put it on the agenda for next meeting.
You're seriously gonna make me come back to answer your letter that you sent me? Please put that on the agenda.
It will be, sir. Thank you. And we will hold the meeting open until you can get here.
Bill,
I don't mean to rub the fur the wrong way, but if you would look at the rules of order for the select board meetings, it is written different than the way it was just, and in the past several meetings, it has been
We started about 2 years ago, Bill, when Joel was still here, just addressing what was on the agenda at the meetings, because they were getting out of control.
But you need to put that in it. As it stands now, the selectmen, and it's posted on the door, the selectmen have the option to limit public participation to a formal public participation item designated on the agenda. So as I read that, if you have public participation, then anybody can speak about anything.
Personally, I would like you to proceed with prosecuting me on this letter. I would like you to do that, because I would like to combat that.
Okay.
Please
Nobody wants to
proceed.
prosecute.
No.
You said in the letter, that's what you wanted to do.
We, it's a attorney letter, but
Right.
it's not, nothing's gonna happen there.
Very good.
That's-
This letter was a complete insult after I donated tens of thousands of dollars this year in road maintenance. Tens of thousands of my money to improve a town-owned road, and then I get this? That's a major insult. Make sure we have to be on the schedule. Do you need me to send you a registered letter to get on the schedule for
No,
the
we
next
got you.
meeting?
We got you.
Okay. And you know that I already have a letter to do it, because your signature is on it, and you signed this.
Okay, we will address this in the next meeting, okay? Thank you. Any other questions? Very good. Your
Motion to
motion?
adjourn.
Do you have a second?
No, I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Very good, thank you.
Here's your
Yeah,
fancy
coming out.
pen back. Go on there.
You're welcome to make this.
Sure. You want to talk outside?